Hi, I'm Mike with Mountain Mike's Reproductions. Today I'm going to show you how to prepare your turkey fan, spurs, and beard to display them on one of our beard collector plaques. We're going to use the actual bone collector version of our beard collector today, but this portion of the video will just show you how to prepare all the parts so you can use them with any plaque or mounting. We're going to show you how to remove the fan, flush it out, remove the spurs in the legs, and remove the beard properly, and then salt it and pin it. So let's get started. First off, I'm going to show you how to remove the fan properly. Grab the turkey around the base of the tail. You'll feel the fan, you'll feel where it bells back out. The bone, the actual tail section, actually where it separates from the bird. You want to grab it right there, feel that, that's where you want to remove it. The feathers above that joint won't come into play when we're mounting our fan. So what we want to do is take a straight line right across where you get your fingers. You can feel that there's a little ridge right there. Grab that. Everything from that point down will keep all these feathers with the tail. So go ahead and get that ready. I'll give you a close-up of that. You can see a little better where the actual tailbone connects, right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab that, feel it, know where it's at, and then we're going to remove all the skin and everything above that joint right there, just nicely. So we'll just go ahead and remove that. You got to find the joint, but it comes off fairly easily. Just go ahead and remove that, and you have it off. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to remove the beard. So I'll go ahead and I'll give you a close-up. Feel the base of the hair behind the skin. So we're going to actually cut through the skin behind where all the hairs come together. So we're just going to carefully cut right through that and remove it. And this is what you end up with. And we'll salt that, and we'll let it dry and cure it real nice. And we'll go ahead and remove the spurs and legs now. I'll give you a close-up of that, but we're going to go ahead and cut it off about a ½ an inch below the knee joint, where the bone diameter gets real consistent. So right about in this area, and we're going to use a saber saw, but you can use a hacksaw, a meat saw, anything you want. Just remove about it ½ an inch in. And there you have it. We'll go ahead and salt that up real good and let it cure, and it'll be ready to go. We'll pin it too. I'll show you how to do that. When we salt it, we'll pin it so that the claws don't curl up when they cure. Okay, now that we've got all of our parts ready to go, let's go ahead and prepare them for salting. So I'm going to get a nice clean piece of cardboard, and we're going to go ahead and flesh this out. Flesh out our fan. Everything behind the fan gets removed. We don't need anything back here, any meat at all. We can actually use the veins themselves of the feathers and use that as a guide. Don't cut into them, but just go ahead and clean all the flesh away on the back side of the fan. All this will not be needed. We'll remove it all, make it a lot less material to dry and to cure. The front of it, we got to be a little bit careful. We want to take all this meat out of here as much as we can, but leave as many of these feathers as we can. We'll salt that because we don't want to just have just the back and the second strand of feathers. We want to have the third if possible. That's what I like anyway. I like to have 1, 2, and 3. So go ahead and flesh things out carefully, not to take off too many of the feathers on the front. Like I said, the back, we can get rid of all that. The back of this is looking pretty good. That's just about what you want to see. So you can almost see the veins all coming down. So we just got the minimum connecting tissue we need. Now the front, we'll look in here. We get rid of as much of this meat as we can. So we'll carefully trim that away down to the connecting tissue of the feathers. Just get as much of the red meat away as you can. We just want to have a nice clean with as little meat as possible. As you're trimming this, you'll see that the center feather is actually connected to a bone in the very center. You want to leave that bone intact So you want to trim all the material away, leave that little piece of bone that the center feather is attached to, and when you start cleaning this up, you'll be able to see it pretty well. But get all the red tissue away, flush it out the best you can, get it all clean. Get the back cleaned out flush with the back of the veins, and you'll have a fan ready to go. So this is about ready to go. This is looking pretty good now. So this particular bird is missing 2 feathers in the center. From fighting or whatever this spring, he actually had those missing. So what we're going to do when we pin him, we're going to go ahead and pin him and try to overlap the fan feathers, the tail feathers, try to overlap the tail feathers to really hide that. And some people might want to see that just as the character the bird had, but I'm going to go ahead and display it without that gap. We can fill in, with the feathers we have, we can fill in those 2 missing tail feathers. So we're going to need to get some salt. I just use regular feed salt. Get it at your feed store. You can use table salt. You can use whatever you want and stir this up. Okay, first off, we're going to go ahead and just get the back of the fan really good. Work all the salt in between each tail feather vein. Really work it in good, because this is going to be the side that's down on the cardboard. So we'll make sure it's good and covered. This is the last time we're going to see it. I also, when I flip this back over, I'm going to make sure right at the base of my fan that it's sitting in. Now we can start here. We go back and we move all the, expose the area here on the front side of the fan where we took out a lot of that flesh. We want to make sure we pack a lot of salt in there, pack a lot of salt in there. And any place you can possibly see any tissue whatsoever, any flesh, you want to make sure it's totally covered. Really dry out. We don't think this bird to start spoiling or smelling anything. So if we cure it properly, it won't have any smell whatsoever. So you've got some pins that come with your beard collector kits. Just go ahead and remove those from your package, and we'll go ahead and start displaying this out. Start laying this out. We're going to start with the tail feathers, the actual fan itself. We'll go ahead and put one right in the center. I just use a couple pieces of cardboard. That's all I use. I got a cardboard box that I've just broken down, and that'll work out great. So we'll go ahead and put one in the center, and we'll work out. Put your pin on the inside of the vein, right alongside the vein. We want to get a full 180-degree fan. So we go ahead and pull this one on this side. Go ahead and pull this one on this side. Out to where it's exactly 180 degrees. Okay, put a pin there. Now we got to work a little bit on this one. We're going to have to work from the, pick one is going to be our new center. The center is always in the front, and then everything works out behind it. So find this one you're going to have in the center, and that's the one we're going to start with. Because it doesn't have a center, we're going to make one. We're going to pick this one that's pretty much closest to where the center was. So we're going to use this one. Put that in the middle, and we're going to pin that. We're going to put a pin right on the side of the vein, on either side of it. And that should be right in the center, pretty close. We can always adjust this if it starts looking like we're off the center. Go ahead and move the feather behind it. And probably the feather behind that, like I said, they're all behind that first one. Okay, that looks like it's going to cover pretty well. Let's go ahead and put a couple pins and just see where that takes us. Now let's go to the other side and do the same thing. Starting at that center, our new center fan, our new center feather, and work right behind, make sure they're all behind each other. Okay, that looks good. And you can see it looks pretty darn good. It's got a 180-degree radius. Now we can put a couple more pins in on these secondary and third row feathers. We want to get them laying flat, and I like to get them, pin one more pin on top of those and lay them out, and then we can overlap these as well. We'll keep working each row back until we have, and you can be they're pretty forgiving. There is some adjustment we can do at the very end when it's already cured. It'll still move. These smaller feathers we can move and we can adjust them around. So that's pretty much all we got to do for the tail feathers. So now let's move on to our claws. Go ahead and move some Go ahead and move some salt out here to the front. Just go ahead and pack inside the right inside here where we cut it off. We want to make sure we pack that really good. There's no flesh to speak of, so there's not anything we can flesh out. Just get it packed right into where you cut the bone. Just work it in there. Okay. Go ahead and pack some salt, and then right up to it. Get the other one. Okay. Okay. Last thing is the beard. We went ahead and we trimmed off right through the cape. We trimmed off right through the skin of the bird. So this is the back side of the skin. But by leaving that, we really give the hairs a chance to really bond. When this cures, it'll really be bound strong to that base. So we want to leave some of that skin. Just salt it really good. We can trim away the dried skin, which we don't need, but we don't need to fit underneath our little beard hold downs. So same thing, you just pack that full of salt. Good. These claws can actually start curling, so you can actually put a pin alongside of them, keep them from curling. Just put a couple pins, and it'll hold them in position. You want kind of this natural drooping of the claws. The way it's going to mount on the board, you just want that natural hanging look. So there you have it. So now that you're all set, you just need to store this in a clean, warm, dry area. Hopefully out of the way of dogs and cats, because we don't want them running off with our trophies. But in about 14 to 21 days, depending on your temperatures, where you're at in the country, it'll be dry. Just keep testing. When you feel it and you feel that the tissue down at the base is firm and cured, and the claws themselves, when the claws themselves aren't spongy anymore, they're all cured up, they'll dry. And what you can do is on these claws, sometimes what they'll do is they'll start curling if they go ahead and, well, there you have it. In about 10 minutes you're done. All your parts are ready to go, and it'll be cured up in about 14 to 21 days. So just go to masterofskulls.com and you can check out the other segment of our how-to video. It'll show you how to actually mount your parts onto our plaque. For a beautiful looking mount, check out masterofskulls.com and you can see all of our latest products and what we've got coming. We've got some neat stuff coming, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. Thanks again, and happy hunting.